Welcome to the 39th in a series of shows focused on Brookline as an age-friendly community. In 2012, the World Health Organization designated Brookline its first New England age-friendly community. This was a result of work by the residents of Brookline, the town departments, the select board, and leadership provided by Brookline Can, a network organization that provides benefits for residents of all ages. Our subject today is the Brookline Public Library. Our guest is Amanda Hirst, Library Director. Amanda has been in that position for about 5 months. We all know how important the library is, so I'm looking forward to this show. Let me tell you something about Amanda and how she got here. Amanda's background included being born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio, getting an undergrad at the University of Cincinnati. And during temp work during that time, and in Cincinnati, she worked at a local library and got hooked. She was now, from there on, she was a librarian, in at least in her mind. Then she went on and went to Seattle, she and her husband, where she obtained a Master's of Library and Information Science at Washington University, at University of Washington. And she worked as a page and a library assistant at the Redmond location of the King County Library System, one of the most recognized in the US. She then worked at the Seattle Public Library, also as a student librarian. Continuing her paths and her movements, she went to Phoenix, where I also worked. And she was in Maricopa County Libraries at the Phoenix Public Library. Continuing her next phase, they moved back to Washington. She spent 15 years at the King County Library System with increasing responsibility, managed 12 librarians, oversaw the development and implementation of programs, services, outreach, and community engagement. Then COVID hit. And she, like many of us, looked at herself, looked around and said, what do I want to do next? She decided to join us. She followed an early inclination to go to New England. And they settled and rented an apartment in Watertown and came here. The timing was perfect because Brookline needed her at that point. And we have her now. So welcome, Amanda, and welcome to Brookline, welcome to New England. And we're looking forward to many, many years of you supporting us and us enjoying your presence.
Thank you.
So I did want to start with the library itself, because we have not had a show in the library for many, many years. And it's since COVID, as far as I'm concerned, it appears to me the library is more important than ever. What is the library made of? What are the components?
Well, I'm glad you asked. The library has 3 locations here in Brookline. And the first is our Coolidge Corner Library, which is near the senior housing for many older adults. In fact, we're right across the street from the Sussman House. Next, we have our Putterham Library, which is the only library in South Brookline. And lastly, we have our Brookline Village location.
Oh, that's the Putterham, am I right?
Yes, so that's Putterham. And the neat thing about our Coolidge Corner location as well as our Putterham location is they're very mid-century modern in design and really striking on the inside. And then lastly, we have our main library in Brookline Village, which is the largest and also houses our library administration. In addition to that, what makes up the Brookline Library is all of our wonderful staff that are working to support library services in the community.
And that staff is in all three branches, obviously. Also.
Yes.
We call them branches anymore? I'm not sure.
We call them locations.
Locations, got it. And so what I know that you get books from libraries.
Mhm.
I also know that I've walked into the library and seen a number of other things around. What actually can I borrow from a library?
So we have expanded our offerings from the traditional items that you think of when you think of a library. So that could be books, movies, music. We have music CDs as well as vinyl that you can check out. So actual vinyl records.
Really?
Yeah, we have a small collection of that. And in addition to that, we have what we call our library of things. And that includes camping equipment, knitting needles, cake pans, tools, all kinds of things that maybe you only have, one use for, and you don't want to store in your home, or there's something that maybe you want to try before you buy. And so you can see if that item is needed and you want to purchase it.
Are there different levels of, how long you can take them out, or is it?
We
Does
do
it
a 4-week
depend on-
loan. We do a 4-week loan on most of our materials. So yeah, you can,
Plenty.
if you're working on a home improvement project, such as like painting a room, we have the paint pans and rollers. So,
And what are the electronics? What are the electronic?
Well, we have a 3D printer and laser cutter that you can use in the library. And we're actually purchasing some 3D printers that you can borrow. So they're sturdy enough that folks can take home.
Oh, really?
Yes. And then we have engravers and things like that. So if you wanted to, mark something, that is also available. We have video games, and then we also have a very popular hotspot program where you can borrow a Wi-Fi hotspot and have access to the internet in your home.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Mhm.
Especially older adults. There are many situations where you need it for a period of time, but you don't have it, ordinarily not using.
Right.
So I don't mean to interrupt, but I was in the Brookline Village Vault. That's what they called it. I got nervous. I looked around for the money. But what is that? What is that?
So the vault is a climate controlled area in our closed stacks, and that's where we keep either very fragile or very unique and perhaps valuable items that either the library has acquired as part of its collection process or that have been donated to the library.
Okay. And where is there they call it a Brookline room or a?
Yes.
Something?
Yes, the Brookline room is on the main level of the village location, and it is a room dedicated to local history and local authors. So one of the fun things that we have in our Brookline room are high school yearbooks. And so if you ever want to, take a stroll down memory lane and, think about your high school experience, we have those there as well as.
That would have to be Brooklyn, but.
Yeah. Sure.
But yes, I know a lot of people who went to high school in Brooklyn that would enjoy that.
Yes.
What else? What's in there? I mean, that's like, does it go back to Muddy River? I mean, is it?
Well, we do have a number of the original items that are in the Brookline room. We have scanned those and made those available on our website. Okay. But we have, let's say, like our town reports that go all the way back, and like town budgets. There are some historical documents that we keep on behalf of the town as well.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and then we have 2 archivists on staff, and they work closely with the Brookline Historical Society. Right. And so there's a lot of, cross sharing of resources and collaboration between those two groups.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
The and how do we get to those services? You mentioned online.
Yes.
So
So
there are, yeah.
yeah, if you go to the library's website, Brookline Library is all one word, .org. Many of our resources can be accessed there. And one of the great things to look at if you're on our website is the what we have section. And there you can do a deep dive into our historical photographs, some of our archive materials, as well as see many of our special collections, such as the tool library, or what we call the library of things, that includes the cake pans and the tents and the telescopes,
Oh, right,
things
right.
like that. Yeah.
So you can scan those online. You can search those and find out what you have and what's available and what's.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
In addition to that, our calendar of events is online as well. And so you can always check out what's happening at the library on any given day.
Screen share, digital screen access. Let me put it this way. I talked to a number of people at the Brookline Communications Committee, Brookline CAN Communications Committee, and they often refer to various things that are available, videos of all types, etc. And I keep saying, well, are they available? How are they available? I've been in there years ago when the CD-ROMs was sitting there, things like that. I don't know if those are still available. I've never noticed. But how do you actually get videos and things that are digital of that sort?
So we do provide access to streaming content, and we have three main vendors for that. And so the first one is the ebooks and audiobooks and magazines.
Okay.
And those are available through Overdrive. And the easiest way to access that actually is not through our website per se, but by downloading the app on your mobile device or iPad, and you can access those materials. You will need to know what your library card number is in order to register with in the apps,
Sure.
but then all of those materials are made available to you. So the app that you use for ebooks, audiobooks, and magazines is called Libby, Libby. And then the library also subscribes to a service called Hoopla, Hoopla. And Hoopla also has a selection of books available, audiobooks, and streaming videos. And so with your library card account, you can borrow up to 10 items from Hoopla a month. And then last is a service called Canopy. And Canopy, it also is a movie streaming platform. And it gives patrons access to all the films in the Criterion collection, as well as other like classic films and feature films, documentaries, children's films.
Yeah, you mentioned, that's the ones they keep mentioning.
Yes.
And you seem to really get a lot of stuff.
Right.
Just a thought, is that only from the Brookline Library, or is it anything from the Minuteman system, or?
Well, different libraries have a variation of that service. And I can tell you that with the Overdrive service through Libby, we pay a little bit extra. So our Brookline residents can have access more quickly to a greater variety of ebooks and audiobooks than other folks who might be using it in their town.
That's really interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's great. I'm gonna be a hero at the next. unless I'd have the meeting after the show.
Yeah.
Then it's too late. Yeah,
And you know, sometimes it might be a little difficult or a little tricky for people to get started with the apps, and we have
Right.
staff available that can walk you through it. If you give us a call or if you come into the library, we're happy to work with people one-on-one
Okay.
on getting set up using the apps.
And on the phone too. You'll
Yes. Mhm.
someone call in.
Yep.
Great, because that's one of the things. Again, it's not that older adults are not tech, where some of us are a little more tech than even a lot of others,
Oh,
because
yeah.
we've dug deeper. But there is a lot of people who want the library, don't
Right.
necessarily want to learn a whole technology to do it.
Mhm.
So if they can get some support in doing that, the needs they have just for that purpose, that's really good.
Mhm.
Okay. So one of the things that came to mind, because of the interaction both with the senior center and the library, and then all of the various, like Sussman House and the various places nearby, is what kind of work and what kind of thing can we do as older adults and in supporting the library? Is there volunteer work? Is there things that we can do in interacting with the library?
We do have library support groups. One is our Friends of the Library, who have a book sale at all 3 of our locations. And so we accept donations of materials. And if it's something that we want to add to the collection, we do that. And then we also, if it's something that we already have, then we give those to our Friends of the Library. And the Friends of the Library, they sort our donations and then stock our book sale. And all of the money that our friends raise comes back to the library for programs, staff development, and then other services that the library offers. They're a huge source of support. So it can be as simple as just donating a book to the library. You would be supporting the library.
Yeah, I know people go to those sales too.
Yes, yeah, shopping our book sales would be a huge source of support for us. But you could also choose to join the Friends
Oh.
and participate in that way as well. And if I could preview a service that I'm hoping to be able to launch in the next year or so, is more opportunities for volunteers to perhaps deliver items to homebound folks. And so people who can't get to the library or unable to use our digital resources, perhaps we could start a volunteer type program where materials can be delivered to people where they are.
Oh, that's really good. I think they did that many years ago for a short little bit, but it
Yes,
never really got going. I don't know if it was COVID that killed it. It was even before. I'm not sure how
yes, but I would
extensive.
love to see that program restarted.
Oh, that sounds great. And what do you have any interaction with the senior center? Is there anything that planned or?
Well, I do talk to Ruth Ann Dobeck quite frequently. She's been a great resource to me, and she has a standing invitation for me to come and visit the senior center, and I'm very interested in doing that. The library has participated in and collaborated with the Council on Aging in quite a number of ways, and we continue to do so by offering our book clubs as well as the chair yoga.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
so those are 2 really great things that we're collaborating on.
Yeah.
Additionally, one of our, what we call our goal, we call them action items, but it's a goal for the year, is to continue in our outreach and to support programming to seniors. So that's always something that the library is keen to do.
Great. We also have, and I was going to mention this, but we're a part of the Age Friendly Cities Committee.
Yes.
And we're hoping you'd also come out there and talk to the committee and spend some time with us. The various people are really interested. So if
I'd
you
love
get
to do
some
that.
time with one of our meetings,
Oh, yes, yeah,
we'd really like you. That would be great, actually.
yeah.
There's also, just for your information, the Brookline Can has various groups. They have the LCAC, which is, I don't know if you ever spoke there, but That's the group, Livable Community Advocacy Committee.
Okay.
I could say it once, but that committee really likes to hear the various things that are going on in town. So you might be interested in that. I'm just giving you
No,
5
that's
months.
great.
I figured you're getting ready now. Now you're starting to know it. So
Yes.
so,
And
so,
I mean, it's wonderful the amount of support and engagement in this community. And that was one of the reasons why I was really excited to start working in Brookline, is to, meet with all of these groups who, really care about their communities and support each other. So it's fantastic.
yeah, and I think coming out of, I mean, you might have your own opinion, but I think coming out of COVID, there's 2 types of reactions, but I think some of it, the interconnectedness and the realization of how we need each other and support each other and the various organizations and groups,
Mhm.
just beginning to really, we've got to take advantage of that and move forward with that.
Right.
Okay, we're going to finish a few minutes early, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to say whatever you are interested. I usually do, but I'm more interested in the library than anything else. So is there anything else you'd like to get into?
About the library?
Yes.
So what I would like to just do is, if it's been a while since folks have visited us at the library, come back and see what you're missing. We miss you and we miss seeing all of you. So we would love to have you back for a program, or to browse our new collections, or to learn about any of our programs and services. I would also like to share that, let's see, what else would I like to share? That we're always doing really interesting programming, and it is, even if you are unable to visit us, let's say it's a program at night and you
Right.
don't feel comfortable going out, a lot of times our offerings are available via Zoom. So we do what we're calling hybrid programming. And so a number of our programs, if you can't make it into the library, are still available online.
Oh, that's really good, because
Mhm.
that's Zoom has become, for some people, others would really like to come out. I think you're hitting a point. There's a lot of people that would like to know what's going on. I think
Mhm.
they would jump at it. Do you have, what's the hours of the library? I'm sorry, I should have asked earlier.
No worries. So the Brookline Main Library is open 7 days a week, and Monday through Thursday, we're open 10 to 9, Friday and Saturday, 10 to 5, and then Sunday, 1 to 5. Our Coolidge Corner location is open. It's a little bit of a schedule, a tricky schedule. Monday and Wednesday, they're open 10 to 6.
Okay.
Tuesday and Thursday, it's 10 to 9. Friday, 10 to 5. Saturday, 10 to 5. Sunday, 1 to 5. And then our Putterham location they follow sort of the opposite pattern. So at Putterham, Monday and Wednesday, it's 10 to 9. And then Tuesday, Thursday, 10 to 6. Friday and Saturday, they're actually open at 9:30 to 5, but they're closed on Sundays.
So is the website the easiest way to find out what's open and what isn't
Yeah.
at any one time? Because that's pretty interesting, actually.
Yes,
You can go, in other words, although it appears to be closed, it doesn't mean another branch isn't open
exactly.
at a certain time.
That's the goal, is to try and have several of our buildings open most
Yeah.
of the time.
I mean, running from Coolidge Corner to Putterham is
Some
long
people
walk.
think that's far.
long walk, but it's
Yes.
okay. Oh, great.
Yes.
You've got a picture with the hours. Thank you.
Mhm.
Exactly what I was looking for. Oh, great. Everybody take out your cameras and take a quick snap of this.
And that's found under the About section of the library's website. And so as always, our most up-to-date hours will be there. We do modify our hours a bit in the summer. So after
Yeah, of
June
course.
15th, you'll want to take another look at our open hours.
Sure. sure, of course. But some is a long way off.
Yeah. Well, I keep thinking,
Don't-
okay, we're into the new year, 3 more months, the trees might bud out, and then after that, it's summer again.
You're right. You're right. It's coming. It'll
Yeah.
come again. Yeah. Okay. Well, Amanda, unless you have something else to cover.
No, I think
Okay.
we had just about everything.
Okay. You're welcome to come back for any particular issue or particular thing you'd like to address the older adult community.
Okay.
And we would absolutely welcome you back. And we also look to see you being involved, seeing you at the library going in.
Oh, yes.
Perhaps we'll pass you. You're in the Brookline Village, I assume, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, everybody. We will be rebroadcasting, of course, many times, as Big does at various times over many weeks after this. It's also available on the Brookline CAN website. And I do want to advise and suggest that people take a look at the Brookline CAN website. There's an awful lot of information, including about the library, but including about the government, local news, things like that. And that's worth exploring. I also understand that there's a new news group coming in, the Brookline.news. We'll see what happens with that. But that might be very interesting also, because we need it. We no longer have a Brookline tab. There's no more paper news. And I think it's something that's very important certainly important for older adults, but important for everybody. You need options and you need material. And once in a while, I like paper in my hand. Also, the Brookline CAN Facebook and Twitter accounts, as long as Twitter keeps going. And otherwise, thanks for watching. Take care and be safe.